Hello everybody. Today we will take a revision on chapter 5, 6 and 7. This lecture is very important because we will take two cases studies that are very important for the final exam. Very important for the final exam. The second point is that this lecture will help you to understand all the topics that you should learn before the final exam. It will be the base that you can study alone chapter 8 and chapter 9 and chapter 10, because chapter 10 will be a revision on all a revision on chapters 5, 6, 7, 8 and 9. So let's see. Now we will speak about how to develop effective communication. Let's take a few minutes to review the steps in developing an effective communication. We will walk through each of these steps listed here. First, we will start with identifying target audience, then setting objectives, in designing communication, selecting channels, establishing budget, deciding on media mix, and measuring results, and finally managing integrated marketing communication. The first step is identifying the target audience. First, marketers must identify the target audience, and the more narrow we can define the audience, the more appropriate we will be able to be with the message and medium. This slide offers a refresher on the different ways we can describe our target audience, like geographic, demographic, family lifestyle, psychographic, usage rate, former and current users, and so on. These are the most important points that you should take in your accounts when you are identifying your target audience. The second step is setting objectives. We took that each stage communicates certain objectives that we should follow. The first one, establishing need for category, then build brand awareness, build brand attitude, influence brand purchase intention, and connect. The first one is a category need. It can be done by establishing a product or service category as necessary to remove or satisfy a perceived disparity between current motivational state and desired motivational state. A new to the word product such as electric cars will always be with a communication objective of establishing a category need. The second one, or the second point, is brand awareness. It's about fostering the consumer's ability to recognize or recall a brand within the category in sufficient detail to make a purchase. In the third stage, it's about brand attitude. It will help consumers to evaluate the brand, perceived ability to meet a currently relevant need, and brand purchase intention through moving consumers to decide to purchase the brand or take purchase related action. It can be done through sales promotions. It's an example for category need electric car that will always be uh, begin with a communication objective of establishing a category need. Now we will take a case study. It's about Nissan Infiniti car. When Nissan introduced its Infiniti, it began with an extensive teaser advertising campaign to create name familiarity. So it started with creating name familiarity. Creating name familiarity. So it began with an extensive teaser advertising campaign. Then, initial ads for the Infiniti created courtesy and awareness by showing the car's name but not the car. So the initial ads began to create courtesy and awareness of the brand. So the showing car's name, but they didn't, or the car's body didn't appear in the ads, just the car's name. Then later ads created knowledge by informing potential buyers of the car's high quality and many innovative features. In the next stage, they started with communicating their competitive advantage, like their high quality, the many innovative features of the car. This what happened in this stage, or in the later ads. They created knowledge by informing potential buyers of the car's high quality and many innovative features. Then Nissan's marketers moved them through successively stronger stages of feeling toward the car. These stages include liking, preference, and convictions. In this stage, Nissan's marketers started to build relationship with the customer through making the customer feeling favorable about the Infiniti, and then they feel that they prefer Infiniti to other car brands, and they believe that Infiniti is the best car for them. So in this stage, marketers move consumers stronger in the stages of feeling toward the car by making them liking and prefer and conviction the customer. These are the three stages that a consumer passes through to uh, to get to build a relationship with the consumers. In this stage, Infiniti marketers used a combination of the promotion mix tools to create positive feelings and convictions. They used advertising and the press release and other public relations and salespeople. They used advertising to extol the Infiniti's advantages over competing brands. Then press release and public relations activities to stress that the car's innovative features and performance. Then salespeople started to play their role through telling buyers about options, value for the price, and after sales service. Finally, some members of the target market might be convinced about the product but not quite get around to making the purchase decision. Potential Infiniti buyers may decide to wait for more information or for the economy to improve. So, what will Nissan do in this stage? What will you do as a what will you do as a marketer to get that people that are considered as potential buyers but they didn't come yet? Let's see what did they do. The communicator must lead these consumers to take the final step. Actions may include offering special promotion prices or premiums. Sales people may call or write to selected consumers, inviting them to visit the dealership for special showing. All these are steps that that you can do to make potential consumers come to you and buy your product or your brand. In the exam, maybe you will find Infiniti car case study or another car, but the same steps you will use in Infiniti car or any other brand that I will bring to you in your exam. The third steps in developing effective or an effective communication, it is designing the communication. It's designing the communication. The third step, designing communication, it's or the main purpose from it is to achieve the desired response from your customers. It can be done if you answer 3 questions: what to say, how to say it, and who should say it. It's related to message strategy, what to say, creative strategy, how to say it, and who should say it. It's about message source. Message strategy is about message content. The communicator must identify an appeal or theme or idea that will produce the desired response. So it's your role here to decide on which appeal, theme or idea you will take or you will use or you will apply to find certain response that you want to get. Message of an ad must be either related to the features of the product or the benefits, performance, or at least some extrinsic considerations. Customers expect 4 types of rewards from product: rational, sensory, social, and ego. Again, rational, and you will find an question or a question in the final exam about this point: rational, sensory, social, and ego satisfaction. Let's take some examples. Get shiner teeth is a rational appeal. Rich dark gain chocolate is a sensory appeal. Save paper, save the earth is a social appeal. Drive the most powerful engine in the engine is ego satisfaction appeal. So these 4 appeals are important that you should that you should use one or more in your ads. Okay, so some example is for cornflakes. Let's take a look for the logo and appeal to logic or reason using statistics or straight facts. Straight facts. You will find here in this ad, they speak about iron, yes, iron, that this product is full of iron and it is useful for kids or children. So they used here an appeal that is logic or rational appeal. Another example, blacklist. Blacklist mixture took its most recognizable quality, the bad taste of its cough syrup, and turned it into an award-winning campaign linked by the tagline, "It tastes awful and it works." So it's also rational appeal. Let's take an example about sensory appeal. Have you felt silk lately? It's for Cadbury ad. Another one is that is use effects. So it's rational appeal and it's social appeal. When it says that spare parts for humans are not as original as those for cars. It's a fact. So it's rational. And don't drink and drive. It's social. It's search for something benefit for your society. Luxury one that speak about or communicate ego. It's ego appeal. It's communicate ego appeal. It was for Conrad, the luxury of being yourself, their motto or their logo, the luxury of being yourself. So it's an ego appeal. The second point is creative strategy. How to say it. How to say it. Effectiveness of communication depends on how well a message Effectiveness of communication depends on how well a message is being expressed in form of pictures, graphics, visuals, and so on. If communication is ineffective, it may mean the wrong message was used or the right one was poorly expressed. Creative strategies are the way marketers translate their messages into a specific communication. So, creative strategy can broadly be classified into two types: informal and transformational appeal. Informational appeal elaborates on products or service attributes or benefits. Transformational appeal elaborates on a non-product related benefit or image. Let's take a look. It's one of them. They want to say that to audiences or um, viewers that this product is sugar free, and they used themes and pictures that reflect this fact. The second one here, it's another example for their creative strategy. Nivea night cream. They make the shape with the cream. They make with the cream a shape of the moon in the night. So we can understand that this cream is for night from the picture without reading what is written inside the ad. It's a type of cream that is used for adult people who have children. So it's not for youth, for example. And we learned all this information from the picture. It's about creative strategy, how to say it. Another example, it was a campaign. In the happiest day, they use the emoji of a smile and made their ad like this emoji smile, and used this in the happiest day in 2013. Now we will take the second uh, case study that you can find in your exam. Critically analyze Beckles mixture ad through the following points: idea, message, and finally answer the question of does the tagline of the ad logically link to the appeal of it or not. Idea. You should answer this case study like what I will answer now. Please answer like the answer you will find in the next pages. Let's see. Idea. The first step to achieve the desired response is to decide what to say. Yeah, we all agree about that. The first step, we should decide what to say in that. And the communicator should search for appeal, themes, or idea that will tie into the brand possession. So let's see what did Beckles mixture did in its ad. Beckles' ad presented a two-sided argument, touting the product's strengths while also admitting its shortcomings. Therefore, Beckles' mixture possessed two strong characteristics: loosey taste and tremendous efficacy. Using these 2 points of difference, Beckles produced an award-winning advertising campaign that made Beckles mix household names in Canada. What about the message? The message was easily crafted in a clever manner. The company's simple, honest, and humorous approach to advertising and its famous tagline, "It tastes so awful and its work has attracted the attention." So, here in the message, they used a slogan that say that it tastes so awful and it works. So when you listen to this sentence, you will pay attention to it. How can they say that? How can they say it tastes so awful? So why I should buy? Because it works. So message here was crafted in a clever manner. Regarding encoding, Beckles mixture assembles words and illustration into an advertisement that will convey the intended message. So they encoding the the encoding the words into the advertisement to convey the intended message. So let's take a look again for the ad. It is so awful and it works. Yes, they used a tie, which means that it's a gift. Herbals, they used herbals, which means it's a nature, cough syrup, and so on. Regarding the decoding of the message, a consumer reads the package pictures and interprets the words and illustration it contains. And finally enters the question of, does the tagline of the ad logically link to the appeal of it? Yes, of course. The tagline of the ad is logically linked to the rational appeal. You should, when you answer this question, and because most of students, when they answered this question, they didn't state the type of appeal that is appeared in the ad. When I ask them these questions, they say that, of course, that the tagline of the ad is logically linked to the appeal. Which appeal? You should determine which appeal. Rational appeal, or social appeal, or ego, or what type. So you should determine which appeal that is appeared in the ad. It informs the prospective customers with a straight fact. A straight fact. It works, as the expectation of them will go to such an end. The ad took its most recognizable quality, the bad taste of its cough syrup, and turned it into a award-winning campaign linked by the tagline, "It tastes waffle and it works." It's my point of view. There's no problem to fight your point of view. I just did that to make you an idea and to help you to get another idea, or you are free to answer this question, but it's my point of view. I hope thank you, and I hope see you soon. And don't be afraid. The exam will be not hard or not easy. It will be in the middle. And hope you fine. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.